And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Guys, we have got a big one for you today. Yes, Liverpool have officially agreed a deal ahead of the summer, and it is an incoming rather than an outgoing. So a very, very interesting one. We'll also go through all the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours as well. But let's start with this. Liverpool are confirmed to be in pot 1 for the new Champions League phase, which means they'll avoid 6 other high-profile opponents. Next season's Champions League will be the first since expanding to a new 36-team competition, which follows the Swiss model of a league format replacing the group stages. That means more fixtures, including 8 group games against different opponents before splitting off for a traditional knockout phase. Liverpool will not learn their opponents for the league phase until the draw on August 29th, but they now know who they will have joined in pot 1. Alongside Liverpool in pot 1 are Manchester City, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, Inter Milan, Borussia Dortmund, RB Leipzig and Barcelona. Despite the new format, clubs are still split into 4 pots, with each club facing 2 teams from each pot, 1 home, 1 away in the league phase. While traditionally clubs from the same pot would not be drawn against each other, that is not the case in the new format. However, Liverpool know they will only face 2 of their fellow pot 1 teams, meaning they will avoid 6 high-profile fixtures at least during the league phase. Generally, clubs from the same association will not be drawn against each other in the league phase, but expectations will be made for those with 4 or more clubs participating to avoid any deadlock in fixtures. That means Liverpool could face Manchester City in the league phase, though they know they can only meet 2 of the aforementioned teams. As it stands, the Champions League phase pots are as followed. Pot 1, Manchester City, Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain, Liverpool, Inter Milan, Borussia Dortmund, RB Leipzig, Barcelona. Pot 2 are Bayer Leverkusen, Atletico Madrid, Atalanta, Juventus, Benfica, Arsenal, Club Bruges. Pot 3, Feyenoord, Sporting Club de Portugal, PSV Eindhoven. Pot 4, Sturm Graz and Brest. Pot 2 or Pot 3 could be Shakhtar Donetsk, Eintracht Frankfurt or AC Milan. And then Pot 3 or 4 could also be added with Celtic, Monaco, Aston Villa, Bologna, Girona, Stuttgart. And 7 more clubs will join the league phase via the qualifiers, with Shakhtar Donetsk, Red Star Belgrade, Young Boys and Galatasaray the only sides currently confirmed in the playoffs. There is also a possibility that Liverpool will face league phase of death then, with prospective clashes with current finalists Real Madrid, Dortmund, Europa League finalists Bayer Leverkusen and Atalanta, plus the likes of Feyenoord and Sporting Club de Portugal. UEFA have announced that for one of the game week, Champions League ties will take place on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, with ties held across September 17th, 18th and 19th. After that, the competition returns to Tuesday and Wednesday, with the league phase spanning from mid-September to the end of January. So yes, it's going to be an exciting one for the Champions League this year, and as you can see, it's all starting to take shape at this moment in time, which I'm pretty glad to see. But yeah, super happy being back in the Champions League first and foremost. That's where Liverpool belong. I didn't mind the Europa League this year, but it kind of fell on its arse when we didn't win it. If we're playing in the Europa League and not playing the Champions League, I do expect us to win the competition that we're not in. But it's good to be back in the Champions League, and it's good to see the group stage actually take a bit of a transition, because it has been a bit boring. This one does look pretty fun. And do let me know your thoughts. Are you for or against this new Swiss model as stated? Let me know down there in the comment section below. Now let's get to why you're all here, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, and that is that Arne Slot's Backroom staff is starting to take shape after Ruben Peters' role in the new setup has now been confirmed and a deal has been done. The 32-year-old had served as a head of performance under Slot at Feyenoord across each of the last 3 seasons, but he will take on the title of the first team lead physical performance coach at Anfield according to his agency. Peters' role appears to have some overlap between the jobs done by Andreas Kornmeier and Andreas Schlummerberg prior to their departures this summer. Kornmeier served as the head of fitness and conditioning, while Schlummerberg's role was head of recovery and performance. Further backroom changes are expected this summer, with Liverpool advertising for a number of vacancies at the AXA training centre. That includes a first team physiotherapist as well as a physical performance coach focused on strength and conditioning. Interestingly, advertisement for the latter role begins, "We are aiming to change the way that the medical and performance services are delivered at Liverpool Football Club." Liverpool hope the changes can provide an upturn in player availability after battling a number of injury problems in recent seasons. The club are also interviewing for a specialist set-piece coach in departure from a previous setup, with those duties formerly served by Peter Kreitz. Kreitz is one of two assistant managers who left along with Jurgen Klopp, with Feyenoord's Spike Hushloff due to arrive on Merseyside as slots number 2. Hushloff had similar positions with the Netherlands national team, but that vacated the post ahead of Euro 2024 with major signs of an impending switch. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, another deal agreed. You did see the exodus of staff going out of the door over the last weeks, but we have now confirmed that Ruben Peters and have agreed a deal for him. He is a part of our new setup. So good to see the Backroom team all coming together, and also great to announce and welcome somebody new to the football club. So I hope you're all happy with regards to that, ladies and gentlemen. And now this isn't necessarily, well, it isn't Liverpool related, but it is one of our main challengers. So I'm just going to bring you it because there's not so much Liverpool news over the last 24 hours, so I thought it was an interesting one, and we'll discuss it towards the end. But here we go. With any punishment for Manchester City's 115 charges of financial breaches not set to kick in for another year, it is timely news that Pep Guardiola could soon depart. After being charged with various 115 breaches of financial rules in February 2023, a hearing is now expected to take place later this year. If found guilty, it is claimed that Manchester City's punishment would not be delivered until the summer of 2025, with odds of just 25-1 for relegation from the Premier League, giving an indication of what they could face. It would be unprecedented for English football, but comes after the lengthy period of unprecedented spending for the club after its takeover by Abu Dhabi. There appears no coincidence then that the Mail's Jack Guan reports that Guardiola is planning to step down at the end of next season. Guardiola will enter the final 12 months of his contract this summer, and multiple sources within the industry and City have openly discussed the prospect of an impending departure. Xabi Alonso, Julian Nagelsmann, Roberto De Zerbi and Girona's Mikel are all named as possible successors, all having been considered for the Liverpool job. It could of course be seen as unfortunate timing that Guardiola planned to leave as City just face potential sankings, but it would be telling that after claiming as recently as November that he would stay in charge even if the club was demoted to League One. In the moment, we are innocent until its guilt is proven. I know the people want it, I know I feel it, I will wait, says Guardiola. Wait and see it after the sentence has been done, we'll come here and explain it. But absolutely, I will not consider my future. It depends on being here or being in League One. Absolutely. There is more chance to stay here if we're in League One than if we win the Champions League. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Pep Guardiola apparently again reportedly could be potentially leaving the club next year. It's also unfortunate that he's leaving a year after Jurgen Klopp potentially. Of course, we could have won a lot more trophies if it wasn't for Guardiola in the Premier League at the same time. But yeah, an interesting one that I thought to bring you here on this afternoon. But Liverpool fans, that's all I've got for you today. Do let me know your thoughts on everything down there in the comment section below. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.